Peace, peace, y'all. Welcome to this mathematics with your girl Sunshine Monet L. Today is 6/26/26. I said 26/26 because it's cool. We got three sixes on the day. And actually adds up to the day six, but let's talk about it. So today is all about finding balance and harmony and justice on our sense of equality. What we put in is what we get back. Six deals with our health, wellness, daily routine, our moral and integral code, how we listen, how we speak, how we teach, how we learn, our ritual, habitual self that gets us what we want to harvest or manifest in our space. Also, being of service is heavy here too. We're overbalanced. We're not balanced on the twos if we find ourselves going into martyrdom. And when you move into the space of equality, you find yourself having wisdom and balance and chokma on the equality. It brings you to eight. Building and destroying transformations do occur, right? Because I harvested things, so of course transformation is going to occur. And bringing something into my space. It also deals with subject, so this is intellect. This is how we label and compartmentalize things. That brings us to Hod. That also brings us into the space of, Mercury energy still, so heavy on the mercurial vibes and focusing on your daily routine and your schedule and organizing yourself in your space and being of service, but also remembering to be of service to yourself too, not just to the people around you. That's very important. So we're in our transformations, we're in our building, destroying. Be mindful of the dramatics that eight brings. Remember, high highs make low lows. The goal is to be the homeostasis in the middle. And as we do that, we're gonna bring the six into the eight. So still more equality on the transformations, having revelations on like, okay, I realize in my wisdom of, when I put two in, I get four out. And so now I'm going to try it again. I made the transformation. I'm going to try it again. Put two in and get four out. Well, anyway, what actually happens is you get back one and four. One and four is knowledge of the celestial blueprint. Knowledge of the culture. That's, Asar or the Ketters in alignment with Chesed and Mayat. You create your internal law here. Also, grace and expansion is to be had here too. Giving mercy, be mindful of being over merciless, I guess, is when you give people too much grace and letting people play in your face. So we're definitely heavy on the finding balance and not over giving, over extending ourselves, making yourselves too available here. So once we have this knowledge and we're taking action on our celestial blueprint, our divine law, our Maya energy, brings us to five, brings us to a sense of power, right? um we like power. We like the celestial enforcer, the hero Kahuti, because once I create the celestial blueprint, I definitely want to enforce it. Remember, the only control that truly exists is self-control. Trying to control other people, places, things, situations outside of yourself, um almost always never works. The best you can do is inform, share your knowledge, on a non-physical level, or put the effort into sharing your knowledge as a teacher, an instructor, mentor, and stuff like that. But you can't force anybody to take on your knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So if you find yourself getting frustrated or being angry or triggered or whatever, it's because you're trying to control elements outside of yourself. So recalibrate that solar plexus chakra, right? Five also deals with Leo energy of confidence, courageousness, bravery. It's heavy here, being in our creative self, our romantic self is also, very big here also. So now we're in this five of Leo energy, Hera Kahuti, the Javora energy, severity and wanting to punish others is when we're overactive on the five. So be mindful of that. We want to go back to that grace and mercy of the four of the chest to help us out, balance us back out with that. So we'll take this five. I'm going to put it into the year one. This year is brought to us by 2026. This is the year of Vav. Six is being that equality energy. Realizing in this year, it's all about taking action, initiative, and in our wisdom of, come on, Scooby, stop trying to walk me. Relax. It's all about trying to have knowledge, take action on, we get back what we put in, and moving in that level of awareness, knowledge, things of that nature. Broke my train of thought. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm true to this. So I had the one to the five, which brings us to a day of equality. Today is the day about harvesting and manifesting. Happy Friday and happy birthday to Malachi Z. York. What we put into the cosmos, what we put into the matrix, what we put into our reality, ourselves, our routine, what we feed our minds with, our intellect with, what we pour into our schedules, what we pour into our home, how we organize it ourselves, what we pour into our relationships, how, we give to others, and the heart that we have when we do give, that determines what we're going to get back out. You might not get those things back out in the very moment because some fruits take longer to grow than others. You might not, get what you want back out from the same exact person because an analogy is like, I got this garden going, and the seeds that I put in the soil, my plants grew, but then they started withering. But now I got like new plants starting to sprout out of it. So it's like I might not even get fruit from the seed of the plant that I planted, but I'm going to get mine. You know what I'm saying? So you move in that space, when you find yourself, restricting yourself and moving from a tight scarcity space and telling yourself, I'm not going to get anything back. And guess what? You'll be correct because your behavior will start to reflect, and it's not just about what you say, it's how you feel too. So make sure, when you're utilizing that throat chakra today on the 6th, on this mercurial vibe, that your emotions are in alignment as well. Because it's not, is your brain as light as a feather, right? Because thoughts come and go. Thoughts can be indoctrinated. Thoughts can be conditioned. It's about, is your heart as light as a feather? So be mindful of your emotions today when you pour into, certain people, places, things, situations, and ideas. But yeah, today is all about the 6. Happy manifesting, y'all. Shouts to my 3, 6, and 9s. Today's a great day for y'all to create things. My 1, 4, 7s, and 8. Y'all know y'all staying on business and things. Tap into your emotions though. Make sure your emotions are in alignment because y'all could, be a little angry. Y'all be in y'all little attitudes and y'all manifesting and wonder why, it's so much difficulty or issues or, you know, things of that nature. 3, but yeah, 6 deals with a certain level of community that you may need to assist you in the harvest as well. It doesn't have to be a one-time thing or a one-man thing. And so keep that in mind too. All right, that's what I got for y'all today. Because this dog lately has been trying to walk me. It's been a lot, but I got y'all.